daunting, honestly. And if you know a lot or you come to something, I had a lot of sales background.
Right.
And I knew that I could bring that to the organization, but I don't necessarily have a lot of finance background. I don't have a lot of operational background.
Right.
So I've learned a lot. And the process is you develop what you want to sell. And for me, that was going to Costa Rica, getting our Costa Rican office together, ground operators, vendors, developing the program with educators to make sure they really deliver on the educational component.
Right.
These aren't just exposure programs. These are real hands-on opportunities for kids to do science in the field. And all of that was really important to get built. And then you need sales collateral, brochures, and then you need the infrastructure of the business. So business license, funding. In our case, we needed to organize as a business. So there's a lot of different options that you need to choose from, whether you become a C corporation, S corporation. And for people that are just starting the process, you really don't even understand what those things mean.
Right.
And how would you know which one that you should do and decide. So we took a lot of advice in the beginning, and we're at that middle part of 7 years. We're at 3.5 years now. So, and we're doing well, but we really need, as our growth continues, we are always out. In my case, I'm always outgrowing my current set of skills.
So we haven't even explained and named what the two organizations are. So you sort of hinted at it. So, but what I want to do is I'm going to take a break, and then when we come back, I want you to explain what the two organizations are and how they tie in exactly with someone like Susan and her business. So why don't we do that? As we go to the break, we're going to put up on your screen, we have information about the two organizations and also Susan's organizations that we're going to put up during each break. So let's take a break, and we'll come back and walk through the two organizations. We'll take a short break, and we'll be right back.
You're watching Feedback at 5 with Theresa Wright.
We are back, and you see on your screen Pacific Community Ventures. This is their website. And as we went to the break, you also saw up on your screen the Opportunity Fund. And so with that, but those are the two organizations that we're talking about. So can you explain to us what they are and how they work?
Sure. Well, first of all, I'm representing the two organizations because I've been involved with them both for over 15 years.
Okay.
And they're proven organizations in the area of economic development. Both are California-wide organizations that just haven't focused yet on Santa Cruz and Monterey counties.
Okay.
And so, first of all, Pacific Community Ventures is focused on providing mentoring and advice free to entrepreneurs like Susan. And we also provide loans as well, and we have a research function at Pacific Community Ventures that tries to take what we've learned in California and spread it to other states and even internationally, because there's a big movement right now around this kind of mentoring, advising, and what's called impact investing in the United States and internationally. And then secondly, Opportunity Fund.
Well, hang on, I'm going to stop you there for just a second. And we have a graphic, I want to put it up there for Pacific Community Ventures. And it talks about creating jobs and economic opportunities and underserved communities. And I think that that's one of the things that's very interesting about what you're doing, because we know in our community, it's about agriculture, it's about hospitality, it's about tourism. So as you can see here on your screen, this is what I've taken from what it is that you all offer and what you do. And so that's really cool. I mean, not only will somebody like Susan benefit from what it is that you have the offer, but you're sort of thinking, if you will, a little bit outside of the box of who we are as a community and how we can help other people advance and further themselves, correct?
Yes, both Pacific Community Ventures and Opportunity Fund, which I will talk about in a moment, are focused on low and moderate income communities. They're focused on traditionally underserved communities, in some cases individuals that aren't bankable by commercial banks. And so yes, we've tried to take a model which has worked in tech and in other industries and say, well, can it work in small manufacturing? Can it work for restaurants? Can it work for cleaning services? Can it work for other kinds of businesses, for a student-oriented travel service like Susan's?
So let's put up on the screen, there are 3 bullet points that we have, and I want you just to sort of talk about those. And the first one is business advertising. So can you kind of just walk through this? You have said capital, but walk through that.
Sure. Business advising is basically, we have a whole stable, so to speak, of advisors that are experts in distribution, in marketing, in sales, in manufacturing, in strategic planning, in finance, right?
Right.
All of those people are available to advise businesses. If they can't get their product into Safeway, for example, they might want someone who's an expert in retail distribution. If they're having problems in manufacturing, it could be small manufacturing.
Right.
That's an opportunity for them to get one of our experts there. And those mentors are usually very helpful in helping inexperienced entrepreneurs grow their business.
I love it. And then capital that you've talked about. And do you want to explain in this particular term what capital is? Because Susan, we were talking off camera, and you were talking about how you didn't meet some, because of the amount of the loan that you wanted. Some banks, traditional banks, turned you down. So for us, for you, what is capital?
Okay.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about loans, and each organization focuses on a different level of growth of the businesses that they serve. In the case of Opportunity Fund, they are the leader in California in micro-lending. Micro-lending are loans from $500 up to $100,000. Susan has a micro loan from Opportunity Fund. Pacific Community Ventures focuses more on growth capital. So those loans tend to be from $50,000 to $250,000.
Gotcha.
When you have an established business, it's growing well, but you need more capital for expansion of that business.
Gotcha. Okay. And then the last bullet point was research, and then it had insight. What does